this, the Weet demo, the first thing when we're doing simulations, the whole idea is that we get the computer to randomly select numbers for us. And so the main one we use is this random between, because with the random between, we can say we want numbers from 1 and we use a comma to 6 and then we close the bracket. Now, random between, so now the computer will generate, and so it generates a 5 for us there. Now, we have a few conditions for this. We want to run 20 trials. So we'll run it 20 deep. Okay, and so in each of these cases, the instruction is the same. And we want to run it for 14 weeks. Now, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab that and I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. 11 is K, 12 is L. So K is 11, 12, 13, 14. And I've got it there. And I'm going to drag that down. Now I've got a big block of numbers. It's kind of annoying in size. So I'm going to do this. I've got it all highlighted. No, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to highlight. I'll go back to here. Highlight using the top of the columns. Go all the way to there. And then I'm going to do that. Now what that does is it shrinks it down. It's done a fit to size thing. Now I've got a bundle. These represent the 14 different packets, and this is 20 goes at the same thing. And ideally, I want to be able to see whether or not I've randomly selected a full set. Now I can do that manually. I can go through a row. If I highlight this row, I can go through and I say there's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3, there's a 4, I'm missing a 5. So over 14 weeks, actually that one hasn't got it. Now, there's a particular foible with random number generating that means it keeps on changing, and that's actually a nuisance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, and you'll notice I've got an extra page here. So I'm going to go Command Copy, and I'm going to go to my other one, and I've got those labels the wrong way around. And here I'm going to do a paste special. And I'm going to do the values only. The logic for that is I want them locked in. Now, annoyingly, it's done that thing again. So spread them out. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to shut them down to small. Okay, so now as I roll around, these numbers won't change, so they're fixed trials. I'm going to add a little bit, and I'm going to do insert a row, one row above. Okay, and then I'm going to click on the top of the column. I'm going to insert a column to the left. Okay, and in the middle here, I've got a couple of options. This one, I'm going to just put a heading. I'm just going to call it trials. And I'm going to set on that. Okay, now that's trial 1, 2, 3. And I can use that autofill idea. And I get it to there. Oh, should have gone one more. Okay, so I've got my 20 trials. Now, arguably, I want to put in here. I'll call these. We'll call these the cards. Now, with this, I could use this feature here, which is a merge cell thing. I don't need to because it sits in the middle anyway. But if I do the merge cell, maybe it looks a bit more obvious. So these are my cards. So I might want to do, because these numbers 1 to 20 are quite different, I'll do a highlight. Just give them a different color so we don't get them confused. So these numbers here represent the cards. So there is one group of 14. Do I have all of the cards from 1 to 6? Right. Now, what I've got a little bit of work to do now. So now I could go through each of the rows and count them manually, and that probably wouldn't take time long. I've got 20 trials. But ideally, I want to use a computer for as much as possible. So I'm going to use a thing, countif. Now, what it'll do is it'll look in this row and it'll count cells if they see something. So I want it to see all of these. Okay. So I'm going to go equals, and I'm going to start typing in this countif, and it'll come up. So there is a couple of different things I've got to make. I say, right, I have to tell the spreadsheet where to look. I want it to look from there to there, okay? And what I want it to look for is what it sees in that cell. And I'll close that off. So in orange, I've got a range. So it's looking in that row. And in after the comma, I've said, so have a look in that range of cells and see what if you can see what I've got in P1. So now, the short answer is there's a whole lot of them, isn't there? Because in this trial, there's a whole heap of ones. I got 9 ones. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to stop there. What I want you to do is try and extend that out and count, but we've got to do a little bit of work. So we'll call that number 1. As we do that,